You are listening to the Successful Thinking Podcast, episode number 12.
Welcome to the Successful Thinking Podcast, where impossible becomes possible. It's time to claim your successful mindset and live your dreams with Master Certified Life Coach, Dr. Jolene Church.
Hey there, successful thinkers. What is up? How's your week been so far? Pretty good? Well, let's see if we can take that up a notch or two. My goal is for you to be having an awesome week. And hopefully by the end of this podcast, we can take your good to awesome. I suppose it's time for some introductions. And let's start with this. I am your host or hostess, if you want to get all technical, Dr. Jolene Church, certified master success coach, change and transformation expert. And I am here to help you transform your life by changing what you once thought was impossible into possible. And how am I going to work this magic? Well, I'm not. You are. I'm just going to be here to provide you with a deeper understanding of how you have the power to interrupt your thoughts. And it's those thoughts that don't serve you. And we're going to help you to find a better, more productive, and more successful thoughts so that you can start living the life that you have always dreamed of. You know, I have been helping transform the lives of people for over 2 decades, beginning with my organizational transformation work for major banks, 20 years ago. And now to today, where I work with business owners and executives, as well as individuals to help shift the mindset so that we can take things up a notch or 2 or 3. I'd say the sky is the limit, but what did we learn last week? That's right, infinite possibilities. There is no limit to what you can do by re-engineering your thinking to design the life that you want, the success that you want. Today, I have an awesome episode for you, determination, because I've been listening to you tell me about your challenges, and this is something that so many of you are challenged with. But before we get started, let me tell you what's up in my neck of the woods. It's like summer here in Southern California. And I mean, it's fall. It's so crazy. Seriously, I think it was like in the 90s on Saturday. And I am ready for leather season already. And yes, leather is a season. So in order to properly prepare for leather season, which just happens to coincide with the holiday season, I've been working with a personal trainer. Yes, the coach has a coach. Because think about how much stuff we stuff into our bodies during the holiday season. And so I'm getting prepared. And this brings us right into the topic, determination. Look, I'm a success coach, and I help people get from that idea in their head to living the life they want to live. And I help shift the mindsets of others day in and day out so that they can push past those barriers and find greater clarity and purpose and make it happen. But yes, I know when to ask for assistance. You got to bring in the troops sometimes. You need to know when to ask for help. And when it comes to my fitness, even though I've run marathons and I was a gymnast and a cheerleader when I was younger, I seriously did not have all the information and the tools that I needed for success of my fitness goals. You see, from my preteens into adulthood, I battled anorexia. And I can tell you exactly how to drop weight and drop it quickly, but I couldn't tell you, other than common sense, proper nutrition and fitness are just really not something that I'm very skilled in. I mean, I do eat well, but I didn't know the proper proportions, right amounts of food, the different combinations that I should be eating. And so I sought out a personal trainer. So wanting to really enhance my physical health, because I put in some long days. And there are times when doing what I love is 7 days a week and 18 to 20-hour days. I have to be in optimal health to be at peak performance. So I brought in Jose, my personal trainer, and I love this guy. I am telling you, when you bring in someone who knows what the heck they are doing and is passionate about what they're doing, it is epic. My trainer, Jose, and I are so totally on the same track. He has this amazing outlook on life and towards wellness, and we completely see eye to eye. He has prescribed a nutrition and fitness plan that really works for me, and I feel great physically and mentally. But what's funny is on my first day of working with Jose, he asked me what my level of commitment was. And it kind of took me back because I was like, it's 100%. I mean, seriously, duh. What am I going to say to that? Well, I'm feeling like maybe I'm like at 40%, Jose. That's about all I've got right now. I mean, seriously, what if this were the case? I suppose I'd get 40% results, right? But can you imagine that conversation? The question kind of cracks me up. When I'm talking with my clients in my initial intake session to see if we're a good fit for one another, and I'm thinking this commitment question falls in line with that, I repeat back to my clients what I hear they're looking for. I paint them a picture of what it is that they've told me in many, many ways. Because sometimes they're talking to me, telling me about their background and various issues from the past or what brought them to this point. And I hear things that they don't even realize that they've said. Why is that? Because our truth always finds a way out. It is going to seep out of us, or it is going to completely manifest out of us in big ways. We are meant to be true to ourselves. So when Jose asked me on a scale of 1 to 10, how committed are you? I was like a 10. I'm all in, dude. And let me add this. My nutrition plan does not include muffins, but I'm not without bread or anything. It's not like keto. But sugary pastries and things of that nature just really aren't a part of this. And this week, when I went to one of my morning networking meetings, of course, there's a breakfast spread of junk, and I was not going to put that in my body. Then I spotted something that was in my nutrition plan, and I out loud said, "Oh, good, there's something I can eat here." And this guy in front of me in line, he said, "Oh, are you on a diet?" And I said, "No, I'm working with a personal trainer to get my nutrition and exercise on track, get it to a healthy place and something that's sustainable so that I can have more energy to do all I need to do." And the guy casually remarked, "Well, you could have a cheat day." And without even thinking, I said, "No, I'd be cheating myself. I'm good." And it's true. Why have we done this to ourselves? It's like this all or nothing mentality, cheat day. I get it. I mean, I get the phrase, but until now, I never realized from a subconscious internalization standpoint of just how dangerous referring to our day away from what we have committed to is a cheat day. I've decided to have determination days, days where my determination helps me to remind me of why I want to get proper nutrition, why I want to have an exercise program that isn't detrimental to my physical well-being. So this past week, working with Jose, you would think, well, when you're working with a personal trainer, torture, right? But no, I look forward to my gym days with Jose, and truth be told, not so much on the days that I'm not with him. I really don't look forward to going to the gym. Why? Because when I'm with Jose, he reminds me why I am so darn proud of myself. And don't we all need to do that more frequently? Be proud of ourselves? And let me clarify this, because what I mean when I say that he reminds me of why I'm so proud is because when I see him, I get to report my progress to him. I'm held accountable to another person as well as myself. And it's a moment of celebration. And as I move closer to my fitness goals, I not only look to Jose for guidance and support, but having someone who's there to share my success is really, really awesome. And in reality, that's how each of us are supposed to be living day to day. And we talked about this several episodes back in that connectedness episode. We should also be continually celebrating our success with each other. Determination is a choice that we hold near and dear to us because it's part of our thinking, and it's a resolution that I am going to do this. Every day I post a new motivational quote to social media, usually first thing in the morning. And I do this so that people can start their day with something to feel good about. You look at the news, you look at the newspaper, and everything's negative. So I want to give people something that's positive. Today's was a quote that said, "I can, I will, end of story." And in the text that went with my image post, I put, "You can, you will, end of story." We have to keep in mind that determination is not just what someone else is doing that you're witnessing. If they can do it, so can you. And the thinking behind my daily motivational social media postings is that it's kind of like a power ballad. You know that song that when it plays, it just totally pumps you up? I mean, I have a few of my go-to power ballads, and I can say that the first one is Hall of Fame by The Script. And the second one is The Fight Song by Rachel Platten. When I want a supercharge, I just crank up one of those two songs and it is on. And I might have them on repeat and maybe drive everybody in the house crazy, but who cares? I often suggest to people who are having a tough time getting moving on a project or towards a goal to start with a music session. Listen for 5 to 10 minutes to their favorite power ballad or power ballads. Let the energy of the music transport you to a new thought so that you can unlodge the unmotivated feelings. As you listen to the song, I have them visualize whatever it is they're working on towards completing. And as the power of the music fills them, I ask them to think about the feelings that are associated with that. Now, let me go back to my gym experience. My trainer has me on this HIIT program, so for my cardio. This is much shorter than what most people think of when they think of cardio, going on, say, the treadmill for an hour. Instead, this is cardio, but it has these bursts of intensity every so many minutes. And I told Jose that during those bursts, what keeps me going, what keeps me determined is the countdown. I know I only have 30 seconds of high intensity burst, giving it all that I have. And right when I begin to think, I am dying here, it's done. And it's time to recover until the next high intensity burst. And it's funny because Jose and I get together and we go through the workout, but we have the most amazing discussions around mindset. And I explained to Jose that this is how we should be looking at everything. It's like he coaches me and then I coach him. It's pretty awesome. We have a great relationship. And I tell him that, we can do anything for 30 days if we want to. And that's what I'm determined to do. If we apply this thinking, breaking down our big, huge, hairy goal into smaller chunks, I mean, seriously, 30 days is not very long. Think about it. And if we commit to 30 days and we push ourselves, even when we're at the point that we're just about spent, then bam, 30's gone. And then what? You evaluate your success, you celebrate your progress, because even committing to something and following through, whether you achieve the results that you want in 30 days, you still have made progress. You set a new incremental goal from there. And I don't know how many of you have been actually following the video journal or vlog of Donna Fields, Power Woman, on my website, successfulthinkingmindset.com. But if you haven't, it's pretty amazing. Donna's a hairstylist in Dallas, Texas, and has wanted to write a book. And I'm Donna's life coach. And during a lunch meeting, Donna shared with me how she wanted to write a book. And I looked at her and I said, I did write the book, How to Write and Publish a Book in 30 Days. You know that, right? And I think Dallas must be in another galaxy or something, because somehow this dear friend of mine and client had no clue that I had written this book. I mean, I am such a social media crazy person when my books release. So it's kind of hard to miss, but that's beside the point. I committed to helping Donna achieve this dream, and Donna committed to being held accountable by video blogging her journey. Isn't that what my personal trainer's for? I mean, if I'm going to have a slice of cake, and let me tell you, last week was my daughter's birthday, and her boyfriend bought a cake. And she asked, are you going to have some? And they all know that I'm on this nutrition plan. And so, of course, I felt bad. And I really did not want the cake. And more so, I did not want to have to tell Jose, hey, Jose, remember that 100% commitment that I was touting about? Well, I only kind of sort of meant it because it was my daughter's birthday and I didn't want to say no. But what was super cool was that my daughter was exhausted after work. And we never did the cake. And so it just wasn't even a thing. But just the thought of having to tell Jose that I did it for my daughter if I had had the cake. I mean, you're right? We make so many excuses. And it kind of makes me giggle inside now because it cracks me up all the justifications that we come up with, that we make for ourselves to support diluting our determination. So the definition of determination is firmness of purpose and resoluteness, or a firm or fixed intention. It's doing what needs to be done even when we don't feel like doing it. When we do this, determination becomes an obsession, and that means it becomes all that matters. The goal, finishing the 30-second burst, hitting the gym 5 days a week and eating optimally for 30 days. It can be done. And I can, and I will. End of story. You can, and you will if you decide to. End of story. Determination is firmness of purpose and resoluteness. It's unwavering. Just do it. What is stopping you? So let me go back to Donna. Donna's been plugging along for close to 3 weeks now, writing her book, and it's been super challenging. I mean, this girl works really hard. She sometimes works 18-hour days. And how is she supposed to work on writing her book when she works an 18-hour day? I mean, really? And on top of that, post a video blog of what she's going through. Well, what was really interesting, and you can watch this for yourself, it's somewhere, I think it's day 19 vlog on the website. And it was a particularly long work day for Donna. And Donna thinks she has it all figured out. I'm watching this and it was just so great to watch. It was painful to watch, but it was great to watch. But the truth is, like many of my clients, she was complicating things and beginning to build into her thinking new barriers. One of the most important pieces of determination in working towards a goal is, of course, you can probably guess, never, ever give up. But what's the main piece of that? Yeah, it's consistent forward progress. Even one step is more than no steps, right? Socrates said that the secret of change is to focus all your energy, not on fighting the old, but on building the new. New thinking gets new results. We must have passion and purpose and progress. And remember that slow progress is better than no progress. And there are probably going to be some struggles along the way. And you can bet there are going to be some struggles along the way. So Donna, after a particularly long day at work, needed to be up to do another crazy marathon day. And she gets on camera and she starts talking about how challenging fitting in writing is. And she literally rambled on for 17 minutes. And I'm painfully watching this video thinking, my God, go to bed, Donna. But what is so beautiful about this video is that it illustrates what most of us do when we are overwhelmed about reaching a goal. No matter how determined we are, something usually will hit the fan. You can bet on that. Life happens, and then we start spinning. Donna was spinning. And Donna's spinning was exactly what causes so many people's determination to turn into frustration and then defeated thinking. What I was able to do the next day was point out to Donna that her focusing on the impossibility of doing everything, juggling the 18-hour day, writing the book, vlogging, getting to sleep so that she could get up and do her workday again, was causing her to throw up a barrier. And by rambling on, she was manifesting without even knowing the defeat bubbling up from her subconscious. Remember back to our icebergs? By talking for 17 minutes, she didn't even have 5 or 10 minutes to write. She might have wanted to vlog instead for 5 minutes, maybe write for 12 to get it all in and keep that commitment to herself. But instead, she ended her video in a defeated state, saying that she was not going to be able to write for the day and she had to get some sleep. And yes, she needed sleep. The next morning when I talked to Donna, I explained to her that this is not all or nothing. And this is a concept that I want all of you to get. We can get so hung up on the way something has to be that if we can't do it that way, then forget it. If I don't have all the right foods in the house today, then I should just start my diet tomorrow. Do you hear me? We do this all the time. And it's this all or nothing thinking. Rather than finding a new solution, new thinking that gets us stuck. So in Donna's head, she had told herself, I need 3 hours a day to write. Well, I don't know about you, but 3 hours and an 18-hour shift, 2 days in a row, well, that doesn't exactly work. We do call her Power Woman, but that's pretty tough to do. I mean, even if you have superhuman powers, that's pretty tough to do. And so I explained to her that if she had vlogged for the 5 minutes and wrote for 12, the length of the video that she posted, she'd have fit it both in. And maybe she wouldn't have written as much as she would have liked to, but she could have blasted out some great ideas on paper for the next time that she could find more time in the day, which she doesn't work 18 hours every single day. She just has some of these crunch times, and we all do, right? Knowing this, when we know that we're going to have challenges that are going to arise, we design in our success. And so that takes looking at what could go wrong, what real challenges exist in our situation that we might have to face and we might need to find a new solution around. Not that ideally I could write for 3 hours. Of course, that'd be awesome. But we can't always do that. So let's get something in there so we're making progress. And that is how we design in our success. So let me give you a happy ending. Well, kind of, sort of. So it turned out, as I was talking to Donna, that during her long 18-hour day, she actually did write because she's determined. But she couldn't write for 3 hours, but she had found time during that day to write. So in the end, during our conversation, she said, so I was successful. And all of a sudden, that defeat turned into success again. And then, well, I said that this was kind of sort of a happy ending. 2 days later, Donna lost 2 full chapters of her book. And she was completely overwhelmed, devastated, disappointed. But she's not letting that stop her. She's got a power team to support her that is going to help her push through because she is determined. Nothing is going to stop her progress. So she lost 2 chapters. She's written them, and I explained this to her. She has already written those chapters, and the result is probably going to be that when she rewrites those 2 chapters, they're probably going to be even better. Donna's determined. And in her words, she says, "'Cause I'm Power Woman, y'all." Have you ever experienced a computer crash? Or maybe you accidentally didn't save something, or you deleted something by accident? Imagine that. You know the feeling that she went through. And let's relate this back to something that nearly everyone over the age of 35, pretty much worldwide, can relate to. And that would be the Great Recession. So transport yourself back to 2006 and your house value's skyrocketing and your 401k is doing amazing and your business is booming. And then along comes 2008 and entire neighborhoods are decimated. People lost their homes, businesses went under. But with determination, there are so many people who have made a huge comeback. And sure, yeah, it's been 10 years. And even now, you may not even be back to where you were. The level of people that were underemployed following the Great Recession is crazy. But it was determination that got people moving. Progress, one step in front of the other to rebuild. And maybe it was your reset, right? You were in a certain career path, you weren't necessarily happy, and you reset during that time. And now you're doing even better. Determination, my friend, is a mindset. Determination's a decision. Determination is a choice to keep going. Determination is firmness and resoluteness. Determination is what's going to keep you putting one foot in front of the other and pushing yourself up that hill. Why? Because the view from the top when you achieve that goal and looking back down on what you conquered is amazing. Life is full of ups and downs, joy and sorrow, thrills and fears, triumph and disappointments, but determination is the driving force to the life that you have always wanted. It's the driving force to keep you going when you don't want to. And when you awake with determination, you will go to bed with satisfaction, and that is success. I am hoping that each and every one of you have a success-filled week. Forget all the reasons why it won't work and be determined and believe the one reason that it will. And I will talk to you next week. Namaste, my friends. I bow to the divine in you.
You have been listening to the Successful Thinking Podcast with Dr. Jolene Church. Want more amazing, free, successful thinking content? Or to learn how you can become a life coach? Visit www.successfulthinkingmindset.com.